So this choke, the details on this, it looks like one thing, but what makes it work is probably not what you expect. So when you get this mount, this position, this little maneuver here, get this guy open, and this would be a good time to point out. When a grown man starts to undress you, he has a plan, okay? And if you take nothing else away from today, remember that, okay? So when a grown man starts to take your clothes off of you, whatever awesome stuff you do it. That's the time, that's the signal. So if this is not okay with you, now is the time for you to do whatever you do. But let's just say that I did my whole battle rope thing and I got here, okay? My next thing I want to do is, if I can get up in his armpits, I want to. I don't want to be sitting up, man. Dudes throw their feet up and all kinds of crazy stuff. All the action's down here, okay? Now, obviously, at this point, everybody knows the Nupa. We're vulnerable to that, but we're gonna have this hand available to post, and we're also going to start making things really uncomfortable here with this mechanic here to the sternum, right?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. Okay. So he can quit whenever he wants, right? So by this time, if I've done what I'm trying to do, he's already saying, "Please just choke me." I'll tap. I'll save my honor, but he can't tap to this, right? I mean, he can, but if he really hates it, he can tap. Anytime you want out, tap. No shame. But what I want to do is I want to pull his head up a little, okay? If I let him, he's going to defend this here, and he knows one thing I might want to do is get under his head. So how am I going to get under his head? With the elbow uncomfortable to the sternum. Now what I can do is come under, and what I need, come over here where you can see this detail. What I need is his head off the ground enough to get this thumb here, okay? Now what I want to do, come here, and when I'm ready to go and choke him, you see a lot of dudes try to do this, and then they try to, elbow across the guy's face. You can do that. You can do that, but you don't really need to. Because he knows, man, when you get this grip, he knows what we're doing. He knows what is going to happen. He knows now the game is here. This one's over. That game's over. That's the last play. We can't fix that. There's virtually no hope to break this grip from where he is. If he can't loop up, and he would have a hard time, unless you've got a huge weight disparity, a guy that's reasonably within your weight is not going to oop at you if you're here, right? So what I need, he knows we're now fighting about this hand. So if I try to go over here, he's going to do stuff, and then I'm going to be a dick, and I'm going to do all this elbowing across the face and everything. You can do that. That'll probably work, but I don't need to, because all I need is that, and he can't stop that, because if he goes to stop that, he's giving away a lot of his defense. So I elbow him in the chest, get here, thumb in here. Now, when I'm ready to choke him, I just, here.
So you don't need to post to your head.
Man, from here I'm going to post again, because at this point, he knows now we really are done. And he's either going to agree and tap real quick, or he's going to fight like hell, right? But at this point, I'm going to put my head on the ground. Now, everybody thinks you want to row. Don't row. Fish. Okay? That choke, when you choke someone, your first grip has to be perfect. If you're not happy with that grip, do not proceed. Work that grip. You may have to maintain this for minutes. You may have to fight about this for a long time. He knows if you get to here, we're all but done. Okay? So do not attempt to move forward with this. You will not choke him if your first grip isn't right, and that's true of probably every choke. Every choke you want to do, first grip has to be perfect. So, from here, elbow under his head, thumb in, palm down. Now when I'm ready, okay, and the final touch there is all in the wrist. The rowing actually does not help. If you have the grips where they need to be, you can choke him with just about that. And that's everybody sees this. but it's really all that. So try that.